Hey folks, this is Kalani. The Horrific Vision map swapped over this week, so there's a whole new vision to learn with different enemies and a completely different route. In this video, we'll go over a foolproof route for the Orgrimmar Horrific Vision to get all of your objectives done, and this route can be done even if you are under item level 600. So whether you need your Mask of the Long Night to start farming up other masks to increase your progression and get gear rewards, or you just want an easy full clear of the Orgrimmar Horrific Vision, we've got you covered in this video. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. Before you try for a full clear in the Orgrimmar Horrific Vision map, there are two things you'll want to do to set yourself up for success. The first is to check out your talents and make sure you've got as many as you can unlocked. We can currently have 8 talent points total before week 3 starts, so if you don't have 8 talents unlocked in your hourglass, talk to the NPC next to the hourglass, trade in more currency for the Echoes of N'Zoth, and unlock those talents. If you're playing solo, I would recommend unlocking these ones on the left hand side, as the two on the right won't help you quite as much unless you play in a group. The second thing is you need to maximize your Steeled Mind buff. You should have 30% sanity drain reduction from your talents, but you can also get 10% from clearing each area of the Orgrimmar Horrific Vision map for a total of 50%. So your first focus should be to clear each wing individually. You don't have to do them all in the same run, you just have to clear each one once. That will get your Steeled Mind buff up to 80%, giving us a lot more time in the Horrific Vision. With those two things out of the way, let's get into the actual route. Now, as with the Stormwind run that we did, I'm not going to use my main. We'll use the same evoker that we did in the Stormwind run, so I'll be playing Devastation, and this character currently has an item level of 595, so about as low as you can go in the current season. Horrific Visions only get easier as you gear up, so you should be able to run this route almost no matter what item level you currently have, as long as you have Season 2 gear, and the higher your item level, the easier everything is going to be. I will say, if you play a class that does not have access to reliable self-heals, make sure you bring some food in so you can eat up in between packs whenever necessary. Another change that I made for this video specifically is that I'm not trying to kill everything as quickly as possible, so I can show you certain abilities better and show you how to deal with them properly. We're going to start out the run by heading towards the left. The most problematic mob in this first area are the shamans. They chain cast at you, which can be annoying, but they also throw down these endless hunger totems that pull you in. If you try to run away from them, they just pull you back, but you can stand on the very edge of the swirl if you're careful, but I find it's better to just target them immediately and kill them quickly. We'll kill these crawlers next. Be careful when they get big and move slow. They actually deal a lot of damage in that state, so kill them quickly. Next, we're going to pull the 2 guards in front of Thrall's room. They have 2 main abilities. Break Spirit is just a frontal attack, so sidestep them or move away, but when they reach 50% health, they will cast Horrifying Shout, which stuns you for a good chunk of time. You can DPS them down one at a time, so they don't cast it at the same time, or you can just interrupt them both with stuns, knockbacks, all that good stuff. Just try not to get feared. After that, we're going to go and see what the bad potion is for this run. The potion location is just off to the left in this building. You don't have to pull the monsters next to it, so just be careful. The black potion is the bad one for this run, so I'll set up my weak aura, and now I know I can drink any potion that isn't black. The potions can be very useful if you're struggling a bit in your runs. They provide extra healing, defense, DPS, and sanity, so just pick up any potion that isn't the bad color and you should be good. Another quick note here is that the slow or fast madness in this first area swaps over when you use abilities, so if you have an instant cast spell you can spam, you can just cast that over and over again until the debuff changes from slow to fast, which can help you kill things a bit faster as well, and it's just really annoying being super slow trying to get to the next area. Now as we head into the drag, nuke down this first set of monsters. None of them are too problematic, so I wouldn't bother with any cooldowns, and then we come to the first mini-boss. This chap uses 2 abilities. Orb of Annihilation spawns big purple swirls in a straight line towards you, so just dodge to the side, and then his Dark Force ability is a huge knockback in a straight line as well, so you just need to dodge to the side again. As long as you keep dodging to the side, this boss doesn't really do too much, and you shouldn't get caught out by either of his abilities. After he's dealt with, don't forget to talk to Garona to get her up and moving. Now the largest problem you're going to face in this area are the Dominators. They'll try to cast Touch of the Abyss, which is a very long stun, and if you're by yourself, chances are you're going to die to something if they get that cast off. So nuke down any Dominators first and interrupt Touch of the Abyss when you can. The big Void mobs always throw down purple swirlies, so just avoid those as well. The main objective in this area is to clear the buildings, so don't forget to click on the building entrances as we're heading through, otherwise you're going to have to do a whole bunch of backtracking. When you open up the door to the tailoring building, a mob is going to pop out. You can back up to engage them on your own terms, or you can just start hitting them as soon as they're aggressive, whatever works for you. It doesn't really do much though, so just kill him and we can move on. Now you want to clear out this last pack, focusing on that pesky Dominator first, and we can clear out the remaining buildings and head towards the boss of this zone. There is a good chunk of RP before the boss becomes attackable, so this is a great time to scout the area for any potions that you might want to pick up, or eat some food to make sure you're at max health heading into this fight. Now this boss can be a bit problematic, but we can just hide behind this tree stump to completely negate the Void Torrent ability. The best part about this cheese strat is that ranged classes can actually still hit the boss through the stump. Melee classes can still use the stump to avoid the Void Torrent ability, but you are going to have to run back and forth a bit more than the ranged would. When he puts up the big shield, you just need to DPS it down to stop the AoE ability and damage, and you can save some CDs for that if you are struggling to get it down in time. This boss should not pose any kind of threat to you if you use the stump strategy. Now with that boss dealt with, we're heading into the Valley of Honor. The madness here is very annoying, but if you just kind of stop what you're doing whenever the screen starts turning purple, you can wait for the ads to appear and slip through the gaps. I would always wait for this to happen before you pull any big mobs, or even maybe just the next pack, to try avoid getting this during a fight. Now Misha is the first mob you're going to come across, and it's kind of annoying, so I would burst it down as quickly as you can using whatever cooldowns you have available. The disease debuff deals damage over time and it causes you to leave nasty puddles on the floor, so dispel it when you can, and you probably want to kite backwards into the hallway that we just came from. And then you just need to run away from Maddening Roar. That's the big swirl AoE that they do. When Misha dies, a bunch of little lads are going to spawn too, so don't move on before you kill those, or they might assassinate you from behind. Now you can approach this zone in a bunch of ways, and you can actually skip over most of it if you can stealth or turn invisible, but I like heading around to the right here. You can kill this pack of smaller ads and then skip over the more annoying ones. With those ones dealt with, just jump across to the next area and hang to the right. We're going to take out this group of small ads next. Just be careful of the poison stacks. Almost every mob in this zone can apply stacks of a poison debuff that will stun you if you get to 5 stacks, so dispel it if you can, but don't pull the next pack of monsters if you still have a poison stack on you. Let them expire first, maybe take a moment to eat some food and heal up, and then move on to the next pack of monsters. Now the Mine Hunter big ad can be pretty annoying, but you can dodge both of its abilities if you move quickly. The breath is very hard to dodge. You kind of have to already be moving to the side as it's being cast, but the volley is much easier to dodge, just don't stand in the swirlies. Now while you're moving around dodging stuff, be careful on the left hand side. Try not to go there and try not to pull the mobs that we already skipped. Moving up the path, we come to the Bone Crusher pack. You want to kill the little ads ASAP so they can't build up any poison stacks on you, and then you need to be careful where your back is facing. Always face your back down the path where you came from. I didn't do this and almost got knocked back into the packs that we didn't kill, so just be careful of that. You also don't want to get knocked to the right hand side, because if you get thrown in there you'll take a bunch of damage. This monster also uses the annoying breath ability, but dodging it might actually cause more problems if you get knocked into a bad position, so it might be better just to tank that and kill this mob as quickly as you can. Now after that's dealt with, we come to the hardest boss in the entire vision, Rexar. He starts the fight by dropping down 3 traps, so don't stand in those, they'll stun you for a very long time. As he loses health, the boars are going to join the fight by charging you and knocking you back, so don't stand close to the traps either, and you should focus down the boars as quickly as you can as your top priority, interrupting their void quills when you can. When you get the boss down to 40% health, little void creatures stampede across the area as well, and you need need to dodge those. Basically, you want every cooldown you have available to kill Rexxar as quickly as you can. Kill the boss as soon as they join the fight and nuke Rexxar as hard as you can. With that area clear, the rest of the vision should be fairly easy. Take the wind totem back to the very start of the vision, and we can head left this time. Clear through the pack close to the hold, focusing on the shaman first, and then we can head upstairs to the next area. Kill the group of void elementals around Zakan before moving on to the mini-boss. This chap can be pretty annoying as well, but as long as you don't get baited into chasing after him, it actually should be fine. When he uses Surging Fist, he charges in a straight line, so just dodge to the side, but then he always follows this up with Decimator, which shoots out a line skill shot towards you, which then bounces back to the mini-boss. So don't chase the boss around, wait for the Decimate to go off, sidestep that as well, and then re-engage. Now you would usually head to the left into the Valley of Spirits here, but I actually like continuing down into the Valley of Wisdom first. You don't have to wait for the RP and it ends up flowing pretty well anyway. Whenever you're fighting mobs in this area, just be careful of the purple swirls. Almost all of the void mobs will have a purple swirl or two to dodge, so just stay hot on your toes. We need to kill almost everything in the zone to get the boss to spawn. There's just one pack I don't kill, the one near the altar with the double Dominators. Now whenever you're fighting a pack of mobs with a Dominator, remember to focus those down first and interrupt Touch of the Abyss. One missed stun here can get you killed very quickly in this zone, which is why I don't pull that double Dominator pack. Heading across the bridge, we come to the Coagulated Horror mini-boss. Sanguine Residue is a red swirl that you want to dodge. You need to start moving as soon as it's cast and just step to the side. It leaves a puddle on the floor, so we'll keep moving back towards the bridge as the fight goes on. Visceral Fluid is pretty much the same thing, but it's lots of red swirls, and you also need to start moving as soon as the cast starts and sidestep once again. As long as you move when the casts are starting, you should be able to dodge these abilities, and because you have to do the same thing for both abilities, anytime the boss starts casting, just move to the side. It's going to save your sanity in the long run. After that, we're going to head back across the bridge and up the little hill here, clearing through the monsters in the way. None of these mobs are particularly special, just remember to dodge the swirls and you should be fine. The Void-Crazed Hulk can be a bit annoying, but he's really easy to deal with for the most part. He will grab you and throw you to a random location, then try to jump on you. As soon as you get thrown, just run to the side, and you should dodge that every time. His other ability is just an unavoidable AoE, so you want to kill this mini-boss as quickly as you can, pretty much like everything else in this vision. With that mini-boss dead, the actual boss should spawn. If you aren't at 100% on your objective at this point, you missed a pack of monsters. You want to kill everything except that 2 Dominator pack. Now the trick to Vazok is to stay decently close. His first ability is Defiled Ground. It's a line attack that stuns you if you get hit, and it leaves an AoE on the floor, so just dodge to the side. His second ability is Ring of Chaos. This spawns a bunch of orbs around him that shoot out after a small delay. But if you are close to the boss, you can just completely ignore them. You just have to be careful about dodging swirls and dodging the Defiled Ground ability while staying inside the circle of orbs. His Unleash Corruption ability spawns a bunch of swirls and adds, so dodge the swirls and kill the adds, and just kill him as quickly as you can. I probably played around with this boss a bit too much trying to show you how to deal with his abilities, and I almost died here, but if you save a few cooldowns and, actually do some damage to the boss, it shouldn't last this long. With the Valley of Wisdom dealt with, we're going to head back up this ramp towards the Valley of Spirits. It's just a little backtracking, but I like how it lines up. This zone is pretty straightforward. We need to follow the line of totems, clear every mob around them, and cleanse the totems. Don't forget to cleanse the totems, or you'll have to run all the way back to the beginning of this zone, and I'm embarrassed to say I've done that more than once setting up this video. Now, the Greater Void Elementals will apply a debuff that increase your shadow damage taken, which can get you in a pickle if you don't interrupt or dodge another ability which deals shadow damage, so try to kill those quickly. The Tormentors will use the Mental Assault AoE spell, so interrupt or stun that when you can as well. Apart from that, there aren't any super bad mobs in this zone. There is a shaman or two, so watch out for those grabbing totems, and the big void adds use smash attacks, so dodge any purple swirls you see. But apart from that, just keep clearing through the packs, cleansing the totems, and you should come to the boss quite comfortably. Now, I used an orb just before this boss to make sure I had enough sanity to extend the fight to show off his abilities, but you can use orbs at any point you want. Just whenever you're running low on sanity, pop an orb and keep that bar topped up. You can use orbs in combat as well if you need to, just make sure you have a good chunk of sanity as we head into the last boss. Now this boss can be annoying, but it's not too bad when you figure out the ability. The main ability is hopelessness. Your spirit is split from your body and you have to go pick it up. But if you stand next to a post while it happens, the soul sometimes just gets stuck on top of you and you can instantly pick it up. It doesn't always seem to work, but this can save you having to run around a little bit if it does work for you. Then you just need to dodge the waves and DPS the boss down. Now that's the last boss and area dealt with, so we just need to take down Thrall. Head back to the first area and into Thrall's Hall. Before you engage Thrall, I would make sure you're at max health, get some cooldowns ready, and double check your potion timers. If any of your potions are expiring soon, I would right click those buffs outside so the negative effects happen before the fight and not during the fight, because that could get you killed pretty easily. Now Thrall's going to start the fight with 2 boars from the Rexar fight, so we want to kill those first. He's also going to use the Defiled Ground ability, the line attack that stuns you and leaves stuff on the floor, so you need to sidestep that, and if you stand decently close to the edge of the room, you can actually bait this ability so Thrall isn't covering the entire floor in poop. When he uses Surging Darkness, either the outside of the room or the inside of the room will be covered in shadow. Move to the non-shadow area and then it's going to swap, so always make sure you're in the safe zone. He almost always uses Defile Ground at the same time, so make sure you dodge that as well. At 55% health, he uses Cries of the Void, the shield ability that deals damage if you don't break it in time, so DPS that down as quickly as you can. And then the boss also uses Hopelessness, so just grab your soul as quickly as you can. There are some cheese strats here for standing next to stuff to try and force the soul to drop on top of you, just like we did for the actual boss with this ability, but with everything else going on in this fight at the same time, it may be safer just to take your time and collect your soul normally. And that's pretty much it. As long as you keep dodging the Defiled Ground ability, this fight is way easier than Illyria in my opinion. I actually think Orgrimmar in general is smoother to play through. Rexar is the only big hurdle I would say. Now this route isn't just for ranged classes or easy classes either. I ran this exact same route on an item level 595 Fury Warrior and cleared the whole thing in about 12 minutes without using a single orb, so it's definitely doable for any class or spec as long as you follow the tips at the start. But that's our foolproof guide to full clear the Orgrimmar Horrific Vision map, so that's it for this video. Now you've played with both maps, which one do you prefer and why? Are there any other aspects of the Horrific Vision system you would like an in-depth guide for? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to all of our members here on YouTube. You can see the names floating by on screen. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can find links in the description or click the join button just below the video. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful in any way, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you're always kept up to date. Thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always I will see you next time.